Good evening. This is Jared with Carbon Digital. Today we're going to be talking about something highly useful and really easy. So I'm currently working on my Oxygen-based WordPress website. So it's WordPress with the Oxygen builder. And I came across a situation when building out my projects that I find to be very useful. A lot of people, especially if you're not a developer, you're not going to really know about this stuff. And a lot of people who are not developers kind of shy away from this type of thing. But I just want to show how really easy something like this can be. Okay. And again, this is specific to WordPress. This exact example is for the Oxygen builder, but any of the prominent website builders that can utilize data, dynamic data, like Elementor, you can do the same thing, okay? It's just the way that you actually implement it would be specific to that builder. So here I have a template or a project. For reference, this is something called a custom post type. So here I have this plugin called CPT UI, which stands for Custom Post Type User Interface. And I have built a post type called projects. And so when I did that, it actually gives us projects here on the in the WordPress menu bar. But working with my projects, I realized right here that all of them I had to actually manually put in a link, and I found that to be overkill. So I wanted to do something that was a little more user friendly and actually put in a button like this. So naturally, I open up the project, right, and I go to add a button with Gutenberg, and I'm like, whoa, there's no button? How does Gutenberg not have a button? Okay, that's stupid. So then I thought, okay, well, how can I still achieve that same goal without actually having to add any insane kind of custom functionality, right? I don't have to hire somebody to do this, to write some custom code. So what I did was, now keep in mind, I am a developer, but for you guys who are not, this is the type of thing that you would be thinking about as you're going through this. So I added this plugin called Advanced Custom Fields, and I need to show it to you because there's a few of them. So just type in ACF. There's a few of them, and this is the one you're looking for. The one right here by Elliot Condon. It's this green and white, green background, white logo. That's the one you want to add. And when you install and you activate, it's going to add this little custom fields area here on the left-hand side here. So you're going to go into field groups and add new. So I've added a new field. I'm just going to go, actually, I'll just do this from scratch. So add new project URL group test. So this is just for testing purposes for right now. All right, and so first, let me move my face out of the way. So now I can publish that to save it. Okay, cool. So this section here, location. This is very important, especially if you're working with custom post types. So I'm just going to change this from a post, which is a blog post, to project, which is my custom post type. Okay, and then I'll save that again. It's a good habit to just save things as much as possible so you don't lose track of anything. And then here, let's go ahead and minimize all of that. Now we have this section here, and this is actually where the fields are at. So I'm just going to add a field. The field label is project URL. You hit tab. This the field slug populates automatically. And the field type, I just selected URL and then update. And then finally, in our settings, we want to make sure, nope, here we go. We want to check this here, this position. So this is it's currently set to normal. So I'm actually going to delete this so I don't confuse myself with my current item. But right now it's set to normal. And so what that means is it falls wherever it falls, okay? But with Gutenberg, you can also put it into the sidebar, which is pretty nifty. And then high, you can put it directly right after the title, which is pretty good. I actually have it set to normal, but for this instance, you'd probably want to put it directly after the title so that you can ensure that this does not get missed. But nonetheless, you know, I have my project URL. It's set to a URL type. And I've set this to be required right here. But nonetheless, very simple, nothing crazy happening so far. So in our projects, when we go to, let's see, I'll just open up this one here. So this is a construction and realty website. Move my face again. So I've actually moved this project fields section up to the top. It was located way down here at the bottom, way down here. And that's kind of a problem because you can't see it. So when you move it up to the top, there you go. Now it's visible. It's the first item on the list. And while I'm working, I can still see it, not a problem. So instead of having this link here, I'm just going to copy that and paste it into this project URL. Let me make sure, okay, that's done there. And update. So now I can view this project. Of course, it doesn't save. WordPress and Gutenberg are not friends. Okay, cool. So now when I view this, now I can have this button, and you can see off to the side down here, it's opening that link for that. And the only thing that I did was between those two spaces is I went into my template. So I have an Oxygen template, and I went to the posts. So single post for projects. So whenever this project page is visible, which is this, there's a template for that. And what I did on this template was I built a button, and I built it to have dynamic data. So here's our button. So I clicked on this data button, pulled in advanced custom field, project URL, and now that's dynamic. And then here for set, I made sure to check this box for open the link in a new tab, and then done. And so once that's done, yeah, I'm gonna leave that. Once that's done, now this will actually open the website in a new tab. And I can see right now that they probably need a phone call because everything looks chaotic here. But I mean, that stuff happens whenever clients don't have you maintain their website post build. That stuff happens all the time. But yeah, so now all I need to do is to go into my actual post and take out this link. Here we go. Let's call it delete this, throw in some dummy text, update, and view. Boom. Now that looks a whole lot better, and I don't have to manually add a link inside the actual content area to to point people to where this website's located. Now I have a nice branded button that falls in line with the entire user experience and interface of the website, and really pulls it all together. And so now all I have to do is just write up some sort of excerpt about what we did for this project. And now everything's going to come out really cleanly, really nice, really clean. And I like it. I like it a lot. So that's all I have for you guys today. Something really simple that you can use here is the advanced custom fields. Add your own custom fields with whatever page builder you're using for WordPress specifically. You know, if you're using Oxygen, if you're using Elementor, Divi, probably even Beaver Builder, a lot of these high-end website page builders have this capability for dynamic data. And so that's something that you definitely want to look into to simplify your templates, to simplify your life, to improve the user interface, well, I guess to maintain a cleaner user interface, to improve the user experience. That's the kind of stuff that you guys need to be looking at whenever you're checking out your websites. All right, guys, this is Jared, Carbon Digital. Till next time, guys, happy coding.